Manchester Thunder have never won a title without Eleanor Cardwell.
She's the golden ticket.
She is the golden ticket.
That isn't to say that she obviously played amazing.
We are amateur people.
Yeah,
we don't know what we're on about. Raz Quashie was just all over Betsy Creek.
I'll always love a defender.
Yeah.
I'll defend the defender till the end.
I think I actually blacked out. It was so stressful for me.
Welcome to season 1, episode 5 of Longer Than 3 Seconds.
Yes, welcome back, guys. We've got Margot joining us here, who's my little cocker spaniel for those people that are on Spotify. She'll be in.
She's had enough already.
Yeah.
She's not into netball, it appears.
So apologies if you hear her in the background.
So we have had quite a busy week. We actually are recording on a Monday today.
We are. So we've been living our normal day-to-day lives during the day.
Actually managed to watch quite a lot of netball despite being busy bees, but it's been a busy netball week. It's been a busy weekend in general.
Well, speak for yourself. Today I was in clinic at the hospital, so that's where I worked all day. So I did not watch an ounce of netball, but I watched it all weekend. So
Okay, fair.
yeah.
I caught up a little bit today, but I've had an all right weekend. I've had a very sport-heavy weekend, actually. I watched netball all Saturday. Oh, and Friday. Mm-hmm. Friday, Saturday, netball. Missed one game. Well, I watched 2.25 games. Unfortunately, couldn't fit them all in. And then on Sunday, I went to Bristol for the Women's Super League Subway Cup final, which, if you watch women's football, Chelsea won, which was no surprise.
Yeah, Ali's also got another podcast that she can plug here. Go on.
I'll plug that. It's called All the Queer Some Idea, where me and my girlfriend talk about the women's football. So the women's football. They talk about the women's football.
Yeah. So if you like women's football, go there.
Head there. But we will stick to netball here. Mm-hmm. And then today, caught up on the sly slightly on the game that I missed, which was Rhinos. Who do they play? Why is it lost?
Nottingham Forest.
I've literally just finished it.
How funny.
Honestly, I feel like my brain is buzzing with about 40 million scores.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I honestly love it. There's a little cafe in Maidenhead where we live.
Yes.
And I went there with my laptop and I was like, I kind of want to just have a little afternoon to myself, but I also want to have great food and great coffee. Can I sit in the corner and watch the netball? And he was like, absolutely.
Oh, nice. That's good. Were you screaming and hollering at the...
I did have my big headphones on and they're noise cancelling, and there's always a risk that you're going to accidentally go, yes, or, ooh, and then be like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But you didn't? You were fine?
I kept together. There was once or twice, maybe during the pulse game, where I did a few oohs. And then had a little quick look around and I was fine.
Fine.
But you never know. Sometimes it just gets the excitement.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it then.
Okay, let's go. Round 3.
Jingle break.
First game was Dragons versus Thunder on a Friday night.
It was, and I was really excited about this game because obviously LexisNexis Dragons are very on form at the moment, and it felt like we got Manchester Thunder back last week.
They did the grand return last week.
They did.
You loved their energy.
I did. Literally, they were back. So yeah, I was really excited about this. But within the first quarter, LexisNexis Dragons centre, Shawane, came off with an ankle injury.
She went down, and she went down hard. She went straight off as well. No return. Do we have any update on her injury?
I haven't had any updates.
But the entire game, I feel, changed from that point.
Yeah. I said last week, I think it was, that the connection between her and Dyke in kind of the midcourt and bringing the ball down is unmatched. And I just feel like we really missed her from the Dragons' perspective on Friday. They had obviously, like Manchester Thunder had obviously learnt that Rowe won't take the super shots from the Dragons, and it's all down to McCall. And they just blocked her out.
That's a bit of an issue though, isn't it, straight away? If you know you've got one player that you need to target, you do just target them.
Exactly.
And it's usually effective.
Yeah, and it just felt like they had learned, they had done their homework. They had been looking at the analysis from the games before, and McCall is the prime target for Dragons. So once obviously Thunder had realised that, they had done really well, but it just meant that we then used McCall to bring the ball down the court. So she's so far up the court to then try and get in to try and shoot. It's just a long old way to go, and it means that Thunder could just reset into their defensive formations so much quicker.
But by the third quarter, it was Thunder had taken it away, right? We were on the way. There wasn't really much looking back.
By half time, there was 9 in it. Thunder were up by 9, and they ended up by 11. I would say that in the fourth quarter, there was a tactical timeout. And so that's an opportunity where the coaches talk to the players. And this was the first time that I had noticed that they had brought in the sound guy.
I loved it.
So we could all hear what the coach was saying to the players.
I actually didn't notice it until I watched the Pulse game on Saturday. I didn't notice that they'd done it, but I actually loved it because I was like, what are they saying? How do I get involved?
It was so good.
And I was like, do I agree?
Exactly. But then it was really interesting because after that, we just saw so many people come back on with strapping. So it was McCall and Dyke from the Dragons came back with strapping, and actually in the fourth quarter Emma Rayner hurt her ankle and had to come off as well. So we had 2 injuries where people had to come off court, and we had 2 strappings during the tactical timeout that came back on.
A lot of injuries.
Yeah, and actually that prompted me to have a look into the research on like netball injuries and prevention programs and stuff like that. And then so when I went back on TikTok, my algorithm,
which is of course the number one place to find things out.
Yeah.
If you want to do research, go to TikTok.
Was really high. So I got this really great TikTok story that came up, and it came up with the results that I had found in the study previously, which is just good timing, I think. But someone had it on TikTok on that paper, and it just came up with some really amazing facts in like ACL injuries.
Yeah.
So it said that 1 in 5 netball players will do their ACL.
Which is actually disgustingly high. And it's such an injury that it's not just game changing in the sense that it's obviously going to knock you out for 9 months minimum. It's actually incredibly tough to recover from. It's mentally challenging. And I think they're so common, obviously, in women's sport in general. I think I read somewhere that women are something like 4 to 6 times more likely to tear their ACL than men.
Oh, wow.
Which is massive. And then obviously with every sport, the research is either based on men, or with netball, there's no men to base it on in terms of the research. There's none of that. But also, it's not an easy surgery. I think because it's a keyhole surgery, people think, oh, it's a little fix, but it's a graft from somewhere else in your leg. Usually, I think your hamstring. So there's a graft, and then the build, and then you've got the 9 months of mental recovery.
So I actually found out there's 496 days recovery. So it's over a year.
That's mental.
496 days recovery time for ACLs to be back on court.
And when you come back, there's this massive difference in athletes. Like, how do you trust your body again? I saw something recently. There's a girl that I follow called Grace Vella, and she's torn her ACL and she's doing the recovery. And there's things like it's the confidence that your knee can take the action.
Yeah.
So she's doing things like simple jumping, and then her physio saying you're not ready. And she's like, I did it. And then she's like, I can see you're doing it differently on that leg. You don't trust yourself. And if you're throwing yourself into a game, you've got to be able to trust that your legs will do what you want them to do. Yeah,
because match injury rates are 40 times higher than training sessions.
I believe that.
40 times higher. Well, because obviously you're not going to go for the ball that is going to put you in danger in a training session, right?
Well, actually, I think it's something like, and this might be slightly wrong, but 80% of ACL injuries are done off ball.
Yes, they're done on landings.
Landing, twisting, but most of the time it's non-contact and you're usually relatively far away.
Exactly.
You're usually trying to twist to get to where the ball is about to go. So I think it's one of them ones where it's completely misjudged that it's a contact injury, because you think a major injury is going to be from, something really impactful, but it's usually like a little twist and it twangs.
Yeah, well, a little bit of self-disclosure with this. I came back to netball just after COVID. So I had a break from netball for a few years after uni and before COVID. So I came back, and actually I broke my leg in several places, my ankle, and actually had quite a few surgeries, relocating, then putting together my ankle again, and then taking all the screws out and stuff. So I was out for a long, long time. And even now, I still am scared on that leg. It still holds me, like, even when it's cold and we play outside and I can feel my ankle kind of being really like stiff and horrible, and it's just like going to be forever kind of conversation. I remember going to a consultant and him saying, oh, I don't know if you'll ever run again. Like, he was like,
that's the last thing you want to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, and at one point we were talking about ankle fusions as a 20-something-year-old, which he normally does on 70-year-olds. So it was like quite a big deal. So the fact that I am playing again is obviously great, but it's taken years to feel...
It's a trauma. It's hospitals and operations and not being able to do basic things again.
And this was a back to netball first training session at a leisure centre. Not a game. That's just a back to netball first, like picking up a ball again. And I was like, out. It was actually on Halloween of all nights.
Oh God.
Yeah, you imagine what A&E looked like.
No.
It was crazy. So yeah, have you ever been badly injured?
Oh, I don't want to say it because no.
Oh no! Yeah, don't put that in the atmosphere.
Everything.
Touch wood.
I haven't, but I actually say quite often I'm due it. Like I feel like I'm lucky so far. But I also think I didn't play netball for a decade.
Yeah.
And I never played seriously before that. So if I am going to get one,
yeah,
it's going to be now.
Statistically, you're playing more than ever. So
yeah. I'm old. I'm almost 32. So like, if the injuries are going to come, I'm not supple.
Well, I did hear that centre has the highest risk of a position. Neither of us play centre.
Yeah. Nothing's what you mean there.
And if that's not a reason not to put ourselves up for centre, I don't know what is.
No. God, there's plenty of reasons not to put yourself up for centre.
Well, I was thinking about the NSL then. I was thinking, do you reckon that's why the mop gets so much cheer?
Yeah. The lady who comes out with the mop is a lifesaver.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. Is that why we all go crazy?
Everyone from a lot of mental toil.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was thinking, what do we need? We need like injury prevention programs. We need rehab stuff.
Pay the mop lady well.
Pay the woman. Well. Yes, we need her.
Yeah, I do love the hype when the mop lady comes out.
Yeah,
big
same.
fan. Speaking of changing positions, though, I'm not going to move to centre. But do you want to know the fact that I learned about Eleanor Cardwell during the game?
Yes.
So it was mentioned a little bit in, I think one of the commentators said it, that she has played for Thunder in 2 different positions. She won twice with Thunder in 2012 and 2014, but she was a defender.
Oh, wow.
So obviously Eleanor Cardwell now is a goal shoot, right?
Yeah.
Attacking position, a very good shoot.
Very, very good.
But yeah, she was a defender, and then Tracy Neville suggested to her in 2015, I don't know how suggested was, like, maybe you should try attacking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're so good at this. Let's move you on.
I think you can do everything. And then when she came back to Thunder in 2019, she won in 2019 and 2022 as an attacker.
So yeah, and I heard them say that Manchester Thunder have never won a title without Eleanor Cardwell.
She's the golden ticket.
She is the golden ticket, and she's back, baby.
So if it's going to be a year, she hasn't changed position this year, though, so I don't know whether. Maybe she should try midcourt.
Yeah, oh my gosh, imagine.
It'd be unstoppable.
Yeah. Talking of midcourt, Lois Pearson got player of the match. They called her the silent assassin, that she just sets up plays and stuff like that. But she is so silent that I have to be honest, didn't really notice her.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because I didn't notice her. And I was like, I ain't got anything to say about Lois Pearson.
I've got nothing.
But that isn't to say that she obviously played amazing.
We are amateur people. Yeah, we don't know what we're on about.
I was like, Amy Carter's got this.
Yes.
Like, Lois Pearson. I like turned to Katie, my girlfriend, and I was like, I don't even know she's on the call.
Yeah. No, I literally said the same.
But that's a game maker, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're silently moving that ball right where it needs to be.
And I have actually heard Eleanor Cardwell say that Lois Pearson's the best wing attack in England at the moment. Maybe she's so good.
Maybe I should pay more attention.
Yeah, maybe I should.
That's on me, Lois. Not me.
But are we looking out for you next time? So, game 2, Birmingham Panthers versus London Mavericks.
I'll be honest, I saw 25% of this game. I will say the 25% that I made notes on matched your notes pretty well. So I was like, one to a winner there. I was clearly watching it well.
Yeah. It was good. And like, I suppose the first 25% is the first quarter. And I genuinely thought that Betsy Creek was playing brilliantly. She was so confident. I wonder if she saw our latest short or she listened to our last.
She did. I'm pretty sure she did. I'm pretty sure she liked it.
Oh, amazing. Because I wonder if that's given her.
She did.
Is that giving her the confidence that she knows that people
She knows that in like 3 seconds she's got some big fans.
Exactly. And a couple of people said they commented and they said they listened to us. So
there you go. Betsy Creek's going to be one of them for sure.
So yeah, loved her. So it was 9-9 before the super shot, and then the super shot just took Mavericks away. So it was 11-20 by the first quarter. And to be honest, it just got bigger and bigger after that. So then there was 10 in it at halftime, 17 in it after Q3, and then it ended 49-76.
They really tore away, didn't they, Mavericks?
Yeah, honestly, their shooters were great. Inga and Thacker and Andrews in the last quarter were just formidable in the D. Really, really, really great. But also defensively, it was a defensive masterclass from both ends. I thought Charlie Fiddler from Birmingham Panthers was great, but also Raz Quashie, she was my player of the match.
I was going to say, she was your player of the match, right?
Yeah, she was great. So Jamie Golub actually got it, which is the goal defense. But I felt like Raz Quashie was just all over Betsy Creek. And if she's the person to target, because no one else was taking super shots last week for Birmingham Panthers, they did a blimmin' good job at that.
Blooming good job.
Yeah, it meant that Mataro from Birmingham Panthers had to start taking them, and she actually sunk them.
Well, that was you also said that last week, I think, that she needed to take a few more shots.
And she didn't. This week, she was in a position where she did start having to do it, and she can do it.
Well, clearly, they've signed her.
Yeah, so but I'm like, come on, babes.
She's got it. So
they need you.
You need those moments, I think, when like your confidence clicks. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
She's had that moment. She's now into it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see those shots starting coming in now.
I would say that Pullen came on, who's normally a wing attack. She came on as a goal attack for Birmingham Panthers, and in the second quarter, and she could not find the net.
I do think now, I'm not a shooter. Famously cannot get anything in. But you, from experience, can you say that when you get in your head, like, do you think it's one of those situations?
No, say what you were going to say.
I know that you say when you get in your head, you can't.
Yeah, so don't ask it as a question when you know the bloody answer.
Because I see it in your face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I've said it before from your side of the court, I'm like, yeah, she's in red now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's not coming out.
Yeah.
But do you think that's what happened?
Yes, I do. And it meant that Birmingham Panthers' shooting statistics went down to 77%, and we don't hear that in the NSL. At halftime, we do not hear that.
No.
When London Mavericks are shooting at 91%.
Yeah, that's going to have a massive impact.
Yeah, but, so I was thinking, Sonia Babes, head coach of Birmingham Panthers.
Sonia, take her off.
Take her off. You got to take her off.
Babe,
come on.
It's time.
She didn't. She stayed strong. She stayed ballsy. She showed belief in her team, and she goes, no way. I'm keeping Pullen on because I know what she's capable of. And actually, she was 2 for 2 on centre passes, and she got them in straight away.
That's bold. It's a bold move for, like you said, the coach to keep her on. But also, you've got to know your team well, which clearly she does.
Yeah. And also, like, you all of a sudden don't want Pullen to get this reputation she can't shoot.
Yeah.
You need to show the opposition and the fans that she can.
Yeah.
And she obviously can. But it's hard. I mean, we're acting as if shooting in the NSL is easy. These shooters make it look
Yeah,
it.
well, I won't be trying anytime soon.
And then when it comes to Mavs, I think genuinely they just did so good. And like Tamsin Greenway is going to be so proud of her girls. That was the first performance I've really seen where Mavericks have literally not let it go. They are relentless. And I'm excited for the next few games to come because I think they're playing some big hitters. They've got Lightning this weekend. And I'm like, that's good.
Yeah, they're definitely on a roll. And I think I was watching the pre-interviews actually with Sonia and Tamsin at the beginning bit, and Tamsin just looked so like relaxed but ready. She was like in that everyone watches women's sports t-shirt. I think she had like a cap on, and she was just like, oh, she's ready.
Yeah,
she seems ready for this.
She wasn't concerned, was she?
No, she
wasn't concerned.
She seemed just like in the zone. And I think when your coaches, probably both sides, like I said, she knew what her team as well. I think when they've got that, it really does give it to the team, that confidence. If you see a panicked coach, you're never going to do well.
No, we're not. But the thing I loved about Raz Quashie as well is because she got so many interceptions, so many gains. She went hunting a few times, and that was all set up by midcourt, right? So that she could run away from the D. But I just felt like she's just so cool, calm, collected with it. It was just, and she also never got many penalties, and I cannot say the same for Charlie Fiddler down the other end for Birmingham Panthers.
You had a good statistic or fact about her, right?
Well, it was just the fact that she's got the most penalties of everyone in the league right now, but she's also got the highest number of gains and interceptions than anyone in the league right now, even more than Fumi Fidoju.
So if she managed to change that to have that same number of interceptions but far less penalties, she could be really impactful to the score.
Because every time you give a penalty in the D, you're really reducing the chances.
Yeah, especially when you've got a shooter who's just going to pop it in.
Yeah. So you just don't want to do that, especially in super shot territory.
One day you'll get that right.
Yeah. But also, I'm also thinking, is the reason that she gets so many penalties is because she's going for every single opportunity.
Yeah, she's putting her life on the line.
Yeah. So you got to love it or you hate it, right?
I'll always love a defender.
Yeah.
I'll defend the defender till the end. So game of the week for me. I'm going to say game of the round so far. Not game of the round. Game of the NSL so far for me was Lightning versus Pulse.
Ooh.
And I think it probably was for you too.
I think I actually blacked out. It was so stressful for me that my notes,
full on pass out situation.
My notes are empty. I could not pick up a pen. I was just chewing my fingers the whole time. This is obviously a competition for the decades, because in the grand final of the 2025, obviously Pulse won by 1 point against Lightning. So to meet them so early in the NSL season
and
for 2026.
Just beating them in the Super Cup as Lightning beat Pulse back in the Super Cup. It was hot. I love rivalry like this.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so funny, actually. My friend Martin, who I know from the football world, he got Sky Sports and he was like, I just flicked on some netball and it was this Lightning Pulse game. And I was like, well, you tuned into a good one. So I was messaging him the whole time and he was like, I don't really know the rules, but he's like, I feel like this is a fiery game. I was like, you're very correct. It's very fiery.
It was crazy, wasn't it? I mean, what's your main takeaways from it?
My main takeaway is that I paid a lot of attention to Alice Harvey, which I had never done before.
Okay, so goal defense and goalkeeper for Lightning.
Yes, I wrote notes for every quarter and I've literally written the exact words, Alice Harvey, goalkeeper, insane, multiple times. So I feel like it's a good sign that she was doing pretty well.
And she got player of the match in the end.
I felt so good that I got that right. I was like, she's going to get popped. And she did. It's like an ego boost. It's like, I know netball well.
Also, Liv Sheen, goal shooter for Pulse, just looks like she doesn't like playing against her at all. She has such a face on her.
She's an emotive player.
She is. But like, I've never seen her grimace the way that she does when she plays against Alice Harvey.
She's just so good.
She's so good.
So many interceptions and they were game changing. That's like, I've also put Shadeen van der Merwe. Her support, she was goal defense, I think, when I wrote that down. I don't know if she stayed as goal defense the whole time. The game is a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
But her defense, them two together, they worked really well. I just think, obviously, Lightning shooters, Sammy Wallace-Joseph and
Ella Clark and Berry Neal.
Yeah, all of them are so good. But the reason that they just managed to lock up them numbers in the end was because they turned, when Lightning's defense got into it and they turned it, it was quick.
And it was converted.
Yeah.
Because I found that there's another game that we're going to talk about in a minute where there was interceptions but there was no conversion. So it was just like a really slow backward and forward, up and down the court game. Whereas this felt like as soon as there was an interception by the defense by Lightning, they had a goal. So it just meant that Pulse were down every single quarter.
They did get close. At one point, I think there was like 1 point in it. I definitely wrote that somewhere. I don't know where it was.
Pulse brought it back to 1 in it. The super shot started, and then Loughborough Lightning got 2 super shots in a row.
It went again.
Yeah.
But there was points as well where I will say, I think the Adio and Fidoju at the end, they were working in rhythm and everything was going really well. At the beginning, I don't know whether they were out of rhythm, but it felt like sometimes Fumishi managed to intercept it, but there was no one to pick it up, or like Adio was just kind of slightly in the wrong place at the wrong time. Once they got that back, I was like, oh, if you'd have had this at the beginning, it could have been even all the way through. But it's the battle of, for me, it's the battle of very equal players, but very different styles. And it's kind of like, I made a TikTok about it, and I said it's kind of like military precision versus the new groove.
Ooh, okay. And that's kind of a compliment for both.
Yeah, so I mean, nothing's bad. It's just a different vibe. This is perfect, disciplined play, and this is spice up, see what happens.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And actually, Sam Bird is very that. I saw the interview that she did on the podcast.
Here If You Need.
I haven't
watched it yet.
And she was basically saying, like, she likes the spice. And she was referring to Alicia Scholes in the fact that we want players to talk about. We like to have these conversations about players. And I actually thought, talking of Alicia Scholes, she played phenomenally.
Yeah, she had something to prove. She played like she had something to prove.
Yeah, she did.
And absolutely. It's the speed. She just seems to be there quick.
Yeah.
And that sounds like such a dull comment.
She had so many great feeds as well. Yeah. Like she was brilliant, and I like really enjoyed watching her. And I always enjoy watching her.
She's fun to watch.
She's so fun but I think Pulse is fun to watch, but I am quite biased, but
slightly biased.
Yeah, they are fun.
But it's good to know your own bias.
Yeah.
That's important.
What I would say is Ella Clark got 100% accuracy with her shots.
Which is outrageous.
100%.
We dream of 100% scores.
And you came up with the idea but actually she wasn't on that much because Berry Neal came on for a bit. And actually, didn't you say Sammy Wallace-Joseph took the majority of shots?
Yeah, so someone actually sent me the statistics, which I'm very grateful to that person. But Ella Clark scored 100%, but her numbers were she took 25% of the number of shots as Sammy Wallace-Joseph. So whereas like Sammy Wallace got like 75 in one quarter, I think she got like 25 or 20 or something. So they were really different numbers. But then Sammy Wallace-Joseph's were like, I think she was 96% accuracy. But if you're taking that number and it's 96, you're going to end up with more. So like, there's advantages to both.
Yeah.
But Sammy Wallace-Joseph, she's so confident.
Yeah.
She almost looks away. She doesn't go in for the rebound. She just looks, because she knows she's going to get in.
But I don't think anyone really goes to the rebounds when she takes them either.
Like, no point. What's the point? And I think that's a little bit of a frustration as well, because once you know that she's got it, what's the point? Why try?
Also, when Ella Clark shoots, she does this little like wrist flick as it goes in, and I think it's just so cool.
I know why.
Why?
Pick me.
Why?
So I listened to the commentary. I was actually paying full attention. Had the noise cancelling earphones in. I was fully involved.
Okay, yeah.
Ella Clark is a double international, not just for netball, but for basketball as well.
No way.
Yep. So she has a basket. And then Wikipedia'd it, obviously. She has a basketball professional family. Her dad's a coach. Her mum played in the professional women's basketball team. I think her brother as well somewhere. So she has played for England for basketball and for netball.
Oh, that is so cool. And that completely makes sense with the
because she does the little...
with the swish.
Yeah.
Also, tall player.
Yeah.
You can kind of understand why she would waver between the two.
Yeah, so Lightning have got some good shooters down there.
They have.
And the end score for that game was 68-61.
Yes, I would say that the thing that I think Pulse was struggling with is that we missed 6 super shots, whereas Lightning only missed 3. And those 6 super shots would have made up the numbers, right? So, all of a sudden 6 becomes 12. When you add 12 onto that, it's goodbye. But I have got to say, I know you really enjoyed Alice Harvey. For me, she wasn't my player of the match because Hannah Joseph was from Loughborough Lightning.
Okay. And again, I'm going to guess this was a mid-court player.
Yeah. So I'm going to say it this week.
Hit me.
Is centre court is overlooked for player of the match.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, there's no denying it. I genuinely felt like their feeds, we've talked about Alicia Scholes already, but Hannah Joseph was also so like pinpoint bullet feeds every single time.
I think it's so easy to overlook because you naturally look at the people who get the goals in and the people who stop the goals. Mm-hmm. And you do kind of forget to see who's travelling the ball to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I am 100% guilty of that. I think that's my dopamine rush. I see an interception, I'm like, ah!
They're great.
Yeah. And then in the middle bit, it's so quick. I don't even know.
They are so quick. But yeah, I think genuinely that it would go out to her. And I think she's actually an unsung hero. You don't really hear her name being thrown out very much, and actually she works so hard. She's non-stop working.
So one to watch.
Yeah.
I'll make note and I'll pay attention to midcourt next game.
Good.
Last game, Forest versus Rhinos.
Yes, it was. And everyone kept on saying it's a must-win for both teams. I didn't really understand. I think it's a must-win for Forest, I suppose, to go 3 from 3, and maybe... I don't understand why it would have been for Rhinos because they had one.
I don't know.
It wasn't like they hadn't won any and they needed to win this. I didn't really get that whole thing. So if you know, please comment.
Yeah, please interact.
Because I don't really understand why that was a must-win for both.
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Okay.
I was hoping that I'd be able to give you the answer there. I was like, my brain was working. I was like, come on, impress her. But I don't have the answer to that one.
It's okay, I'm hard to impress.
You are actually going to be able to impress.
So Q1, my main word that I've underlined is slow.
It was slow.
It took ages to get any goals.
I don't know whether it's just because the game that I watched last before that was so fast. But it just felt, there was one centre that felt like it just lasted forever.
It was like turnover, no conversion, turnover, no conversion, turnover, no conversion. And then it just felt like, but then I had a look and it actually ended the quarter at the same amount of goals as any other quarter.
Why did it feel slow?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
It felt slow. And maybe they got some more super shots that kind of added up. I don't know. But I was watching it and I was like, there hasn't been a goal in a while.
Yeah.
Which in netball is unheard of.
Yeah, keep me interested.
Yeah, I don't do this sport for
don't
the
do
hell
this
of it.
hard to get
I'm a goal whore, I say every time.
Yeah,
Give me the
exactly.
goals.
I would say in that first quarter though, Jazz Brown huffing and puffing and like sighing to the umpires. I was like,
she's another emotive player.
Yeah.
I kind of like it though. I like I like being able to think what's going on. I don't want you to be so professional that I don't know what your feelings are.
Yeah, I agree.
I want you to huff and puff. I want you to smile I want you to do the when you get the good interception.
Yeah.
I noticed that Alice Harvey did a few of those as well. When she got a good interception in the Lightning game, she did a few little fist pumps. Yeah. And I like Jazz Brown.
It intimidates the opposition as well when you're a bit mouthy and a little bit like,
yeah, you know you're good. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas on the opposite, every time that I get one that I surprise myself with, I go, yay! Pure intimidation.
Yeah, but still, that's, go me, kind of congratulating yourself.
It's good for the confidence.
Yeah, it's good for everyone around you as well.
Keep going, Jazz Brown. Keep doing that.
So then Q2 started, and I would say my standouts were Tash Pavlin in that one, and also Jazz Brown for reading the game and going hunting. However, that was when she went down and hurt her ankle.
Yes.
And as a viewer, it was obviously terrible because you could hear her shouting and crying out in pain, and they panned back to her, and she was like tearful when she was sat on the stretcher being stretchered off, and it's just so worrying, both for Leeds Rhinos but also for England, with it being our Commonwealth Games year.
Yeah, and she's only recently had her call-up really, hasn't she? So it's such a shame. And I mean, I'm speaking ahead. I haven't seen whether it's been announced what kind of injury that she's got. I'm hoping that it's something that's not so serious, but when you hear someone in that much pain, you obviously presume the worst.
Yeah, I just hope that everything's okay for everyone. Obviously, we spoke about Chouane earlier, and other people that got strapped up, and Emma Rayner that got taken off. But I hope that everyone's okay after this weekend.
But again, I rewatched it, and it's so you expect there to be some big moments, some big collisions, some like really heavy landing. But out of all the landings and things that she had, it just didn't seem that.
She went down and stayed down, and Jazz Brown's down all the time. Like she is up and down like a yo-yo. She's falling over every 2 seconds.
You've got to be when you're like a keeper. You've got to throw yourself at everything.
Exactly. So it's when she didn't get up, the game continued, and I just was like, oh dear. And then they actually ended up calling it.
I will say kudos to the BBC. They kept the camera wide, not wide enough that she was just so she was just underneath the net. So whilst the commentators were talking you through what was happening, and you couldn't see it, they very respectfully kept her off camera whilst they were dealing with it, which
to give her a bit of privacy, I suppose.
Yeah, which isn't something that they always do right. So I did think that was at least one good way that they did that. But yeah, just so sad.
And for Rhinos, that must have been really horrible as well. Obviously, Jazz is a big character. She's a really important person for them. I think as a team, they actually fell apart a little bit without her to an extent. It was 21-all when she went off.
Yeah, and it was that even score, and then they fell away.
Well, yeah, and then Nottingham Forest ended up winning by 10 overall, but it didn't feel tight. And in Q3, actually, there was a 20-goal lead for Nottingham Forest. So yeah, they got 7 goals in a row uninterrupted in Q3.
That's exactly how they got the 20 ahead, though, right? You can tell that Rhinos were shook up. Like you've losing the keepers, especially a keeper like Jazz Brown, who's very significant to the game. That's a big loss. And also, I think it's really hard as players to watch a teammate go down and then just play.
Yeah, and then none of them are allowed to go over to them. Well, when we hurt ourselves on court, everyone's walking around like, oh my God, are you okay? And helping you up and, tapping your bum if you're fine, or giving you an arm to hold on to hobble off court. Everyone is obviously so professional in the fact that they let the physios go, and the actual people that know what they're doing.
The people who should be there, the helpful people.
But then you're kind of left having to contain your own worry and anxiety about your teammate on the sideline.
And it's hard as well because obviously you're a team, they're your friends.
Yeah.
I think I would struggle to not go over to you.
Yeah.
I'm on the other court when you go down Rosie.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just leave me alone.
Yeah, well, if I've stopped, dropped and rolled, haven't I? So I'm always fine.
Back up again, and I'm still Rosie.
If I do stay down, come over.
Yeah. But I think that rattling clearly had an impact. They did pull it back. They then went to 10 down, and that's how they ended.
Yeah. And I would say they brought on Kilgallen. So that's Leeds Rhinos brought in Kilgallen into midcourt. And she was obviously so fired up from being on the sideline and being told all this stuff from the coaches that I think her anxiety or her arousal level was so high that she just couldn't hold the ball. She was throwing away things, and we all have bad games or whatnot, but I just feel I think what had happened actually impacted everyone on court, but also the people on the sideline too.
Also, they're a team that I think I heard that they've got 8 new only 2 players remained from the previous team from last season. So they're probably working really hard on gelling at the moment. And that team, to lose one person that they're kind of so much trying to keep that cemented, gelled team together, I just think it has an impact that you can't imagine.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Rhino's shots, like, just they couldn't make it up. There's such a big gap from 20. They made it back to 10. And Rolene Stricker got goal shooter. She got player of the match for Nottingham Forest.
She's a fan favourite, I think. She got a lot of cheers.
She is, and she got an award last year. I think it was like she got the highest number of super shots or shots in general in the league. So she's in my fantasy.
She's in my fantasy team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, team. Sorry.
My fantasy
not clear.
team.
I think. Or did I swap her out for Sammy? I can't remember now.
I mean, if she's listening, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I will also say my other comment about Forest, un-netball related, but also netball related. Chelsea Pittman is my best dressed commentator, best dressed coach.
Yeah, she's cool.
She just looks good. Like, she wore whatever she was wearing. Apart from the fact that I did get completely distracted by the fact that her Mike Poof, the Sky Sports one, on the first game of the week was wonky. Couldn't stop looking at it. When I wasn't looking at that, her outfit, killer. Her all black outfit for the Forest game.
With the red
killer.
lip.
Yeah. She just, I love it when someone just like looks like I'm just in charge.
Yeah, and she is. She's got such a poker face. You'd never know if she was disappointed in her team. You would never know if she was like happy about anything. She just is so poker face, like taking it all in.
I think I heard one of the commentators say something like she was like writing down something in pencil. She was just like, she's Chelsea Pittman just making a note.
Yeah, like what else?
She doesn't need to show emotion. She's got it all in control.
It feels that way. Maybe it's because she used to obviously be a player and she's gone into the coach.
Like she went straight from her season finishing in Australia, right, to then becoming a Super League coach that next season. So she didn't have a break to kind of decide on what she wanted to do next. She's
but
like,
I wonder
I'm gonna coach.
if she's just been through all of this before and she's just like,
it's fresh. Yeah, she still knows this feelings.
She knows, and that it's like not, she doesn't need to stress. It's a long old season. We're only on round 3.
Yeah, and you said that Forest are doing pretty well. You read out the...
So yeah, Forest are actually second. So let's go to the league table if you wouldn't mind. At the top of the league table, we have Loughborough Lightning with 9 points.
A given. I could have guessed that.
We also have second place, Nottingham Forest with 9 points because both are 3 from 3.
That does... I don't say it surprises me, but you just don't expect the league table to go Lightning Forest.
No.
Sorry, Forest.
No, sorry,
I expect Forest more to be 4-5.
Yeah, you would expect that. I thought they would be... But maybe it's because of who they played so far.
So far, again, not to insult any teams, but they've played the teams that, again, you expect to be slightly lower in the league.
I thought that originally, and then I've just realised they played Mavs last week.
Yes, but when they played Mavs, that was the game that there was one in it, and it was a last-second winner.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they absolutely like nailed Mavs the whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe Forest are one to watch this season. I keep saying that. Everyone's one to watch, but Forest as a team, I think, are maybe going to stay up there for a bit.
I just realised that London Mavs games was in round 1 as well. So maybe they continue to grow from that as well. Like
maybe we just keep saying maybe.
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 Okay, in third we have Manchester Thunder on 7 points. In fourth we've got London Pulse with 6 points. And then in fifth we've got Mavs for 4 points. So I think that is what I'd expect, except for the Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I'm with you
so far. And then we've got Rhinos with 3 points, Dragons with 1 point, and then unfortunately 8th is Birmingham Panthers with 0.
It's still so hard, isn't it? The first, I think until everyone's played each other once, it kind of doesn't mean anything.
No,
it does. It does mean something. Like every game, every win's a win. But until they've all played each other once, you can't really tell what's going to happen.
Yeah. And interestingly, next week on Friday, or this week for us, on Friday we have the Rhinos and Dragons game, who are currently 6th and 7th in the league. So that'll be quite interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good matchup in my head. Who do you reckon's going to win?
Dragons.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, does that mean I have to say Rhinos?
No, it doesn't. But I just think Dragons are due it.
Yeah, I think Dragons will win as well, especially if they don't have Jazz Brown. I really hope that they do, and she's fine. But yeah, I think if Jazz Brown's back, I think it might be Rhinos. If she's not, then I think, Dragons might seal it.
I think Dragons, they're on form.
Yeah. Then on Sunday, we have 3 games.
Which is actually a lot of games on one day.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to watch all of them in a row, that's A lot. But also B, there's a 3 o'clock game and a 4 o'clock game, so they can't even watch them back to back.
It's 3, 4, and 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was like, oh, I can watch, but then I know I've got to be somewhere at 4:30. That means that I can't watch any of them, but I will have to catch up, obviously.
So the 3 o'clock game on Sunday is Birmingham Panthers versus Thunder, and I think it's safe to say we're thinking Thunder are going to take that one.
I don't think there'll be any surprises in that game. It'll be interesting to see how Panthers play, but I think Thunder, they're going to have to play a very defensive game.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. I'd be a bit scared of that one if I was Birmingham Panthers. And then Sunday at 4 o'clock, we've got London Mavericks versus Loughborough Lightning, and I think that's going to be a great game.
I think it'll be a good game. I think Lightning will win.
Yeah, I think Lightning will win.
But I still think it's exciting. I think it'll be an exciting game. And I do think that, whereas I say London pulls to the new groove, I think London Mavericks are similar in terms of discipline play. So I think that will be interesting to see 2 teams that I think play relatively similar style together.
I hope that it's tight. I really, really would love someone to rattle Lightning soon, because as much as Lightning I do really like, it's boring when they just win every week. I'm like, boring. Come on, someone rattle them. And then the last game of the weekend is London Pulse versus Nottingham Forest, and I'm going
Copper Box?
Yeah, so the Copper Box, my favourite arena.
You do love a Copper Box.
Yeah, and I think London Pulse is going to win.
I think you're right. But also, I think I'm going to say it. Right, I'm going to say it.
Oh, God.
This is my right, I'm going to say it. Nottingham Forest, in the right mood, everything going well, playing on form, I reckon could beat London Pulse.
They beat them on the game last year.
I think they can do it. Yeah. The way that they're playing at the moment, I think they're calm, collected. Yeah. And I love London Pulse, but they are, again, to use this word again, emotive. They're an emotional team.
Ugh, aren't we all?
Exactly. But no, Forest aren't.
No, yeah.
So I think if Forest can beat them, it's their current form.
Yeah. I hope London Pulse is a home game as well, and they love playing at home.
Yeah, good home crowd.
So I think Pulse are gonna nab it, but I would worry when we go back to Nottingham that actually Nottingham Forest will take that game. So we'll see. There's a lot to go. There's a lot to play for.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Last thing then, amateur hour.
Yes, so what we've been up to. So we are not playing netball right now.
Which is why we could record.
On a Monday.
A blessing, to be honest, because we ran out of time.
Yes, that as well. Because we have a bye week, but it's also the end of the season. So today is the last night of goals for our Monday Night League.
So funny, because you put in the WhatsApp group, Rosie's our captain on a Monday, pops in the chat, this is the league table as it is, and then you copied in the message that came from the league organisers that was like, still all to play for, and I was like, we can still do it, we can get some more points, and you're like, we have had our last game. So, yeah. Never mind.
Because Ali does not look at the fixture list, she just is on the day, have we got a game tonight, guys? And I'm like, no, we haven't. So yeah, we have come 5th at the moment, but that could all change tonight depending on what the scores are, but I am so proud of us.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Out of 17 teams.
That's really good.
Yeah. But it means that in the summer season, we get split into 2 divisions instead of being just 1 division. So it means we're going to be in Div 1 next season.
Oh, it means we might lose a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose.
Yeah, I know. And last time we were in Div 1, we literally did lose like every game. So you don't always want to end high with the big round.
We're going to win.
Yeah. Who knows?
I know. I know the truth.
And then I've actually been quite poorly recently, so I've not played. I didn't play last week.
On Wednesday. We did good. Wednesday team, we played so good that we did that thing that's a bit knobby, really, where we started to play around a little bit and we changed our goalkeeper, Tanya, for goal shooter.
Oh, versatility.
Tanya scored.
Oh, of course she did when I'm not there.
We cheered. Like, it was so funny. Because obviously, the other team, we were still trying. We were still like defending really hard, playing really well. And Tom was like, I don't know whether Tom was like, can I go in and shoot her? And we were just like, yeah, go on. Tom goes up. When she does score, obviously, if you scored the same goal, we would give you a little clap and a cheer. We cheered like she'd scored an Olympic goal. Like, yes, she's amazing. And obviously the other team were like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Why are they so excited about this?
Joe on the sideline of the video that you guys put in the chat was literally like, go on. She's like screaming on the
My
side.
girlfriend, the Katie, was there. She was screaming for her. Tan like straight in the air, like, yes! And you know what? It was really fun. And we'd lost the week before and we'd taken it quite hard. So this week it was quite fun to win.
Yeah.
And also they were a nice team to play. They were really good.
Yeah.
I don't think we were winning by a crazy amount.
Yeah. You just didn't have me, so you had to move about a bit, I guess.
Obviously, you had to be a bit more versatile. We were some of our key players.
Yeah.
But this week, you're not playing again, but we have, I actually remember who we're playing. Classic, as Rosie said, I show up. I don't really look at who I'm playing.
No, me neither. I don't really know with this league. When I'm not captaining, I'm very laissez-faire.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to show up and I'm going to give it my best game.
Yeah.
I don't need to know who I'm playing.
I think we've had to get a sub in. I think we're one down because obviously there's a few of us that can't play. But yeah, who knows what the week's going to bring.
I'm excited. Also, it's 17 degrees on Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
It might be my first game with no base layers.
Oh my gosh. God, I'm going to have to buy some shorts.
Yeah, it's coming. The good weather's coming.
Wow.
17 degrees. Feels like 18.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
I always
good.
feel that March, though, is a bit of a tease.
Yeah.
You have like a couple of days, you put the coats away, no base layers, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, it's ice cold and you're at netball with no layers
Yeah.
on, freezing with your breath and like your head
Yeah.
steaming. That's me every March. I fall for that. So
We don't learn any lessons here.
in a few weeks' time, I'll be saying, yes, I fell for it. It's freezing again.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm not going to play netball, but I am obviously going to watch the netball on Sunday, so I will still get my fix. But I feel we've been talking for longer than 3 seconds.
it has definitely been longer than 3 seconds.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. Bye.